Alrighty. Over here, the top right. Protoss player, a member of the Team Slayers. He is the chosen one. His name is also a girl's name.
Slayers, Alicia.
There he is. Very focused. This is very important for him. It's a tough match to win. His opponent, though, on the other side of the map, in the yellow, some call him the King of Marines, a member of the Team Prime.
MarineKing Prime Yi.
He's actually been a finalist several times. Of course, made it to the semifinals of the Super Tournament. Went 2-0 against MMA and then lost the next 3 games. Tough day for him.
Yeah.
More fans there of MarineKing.
That's right. Given this map, like we have seen some interesting games. Oh.
We have seen some interesting pauses on this map as well. So Alicia probably just had a setting error with one of his mice, or maybe he doesn't have sound. We'll find out here pretty quickly. Meanwhile...
Yeah, there are pretty strict rules about pausing the game. It has to be a legitimate reason.
Yeah, and I think it might be a keyboard issue because we didn't see the PP. Normally you see the PP, so whenever there isn't a PP, I usually assume it's a keyboard issue. So obviously one of the reps in there.
Yeah.
We'll find out here pretty soon what the issue is. Hang tight, guys. Maybe, you know, just turn us up really loud so you can hear us from the kitchen. Run over there and get a Pepsi. I know it's late for some of you guys in the U.S. Maybe you want to get a Pepsi so you can stay awake. I would. That's what I used to do when I watched the GSL back in the States. I'd stay up till 6 a.m., 7 a.m. And when I got tired, I got a Pepsi.
Or, if you can't do that, there's always the VODs.
There are always the VODs. Definitely tell your friends about the VODs, because a lot of people don't know that if you don't watch it live, you can go and get that VOD package and watch them. It's a great deal. There's a lot of awesome VODs you should watch, not only of Code S, but of Code A. And the Team League, which happens again tomorrow and Friday, Tastosis will be back to cast those games, so look forward to that as well. I know you guys have been missing them. They've all been in Cambodia. Don't worry. They're coming back. They'll be casting Thursday and Friday, both of them casting both Team League days, Jupiter and Venus.
We will be there for Code A tomorrow morning and Friday morning, and then hand it off to Tastosis at night.
This is true. Remember also that we will be playing on Friday night.
Yes.
So well. So
we will. Be in that.
Make sure you look at the groups for Jupiter and Venus so you can find out where your teams are playing. Try to keep track of that because the Team League is going on for a long time. It's a little bit different. It's not just single elimination. You want to kind of keep track of how your team's doing, how many games they win, because you have to win a certain amount of games to make the playoffs. It's very different than the format we've seen in the GSTL.
The formats are kind of tweaked as well because it is hard for an entire foreigner team to be here. So FXO is actually playing in the first 5 weeks, and then when F United, the foreigner players that they get here, they play in the final 5 weeks. So it's not spread out as much like it is for the other teams. So it works out well in the end. We don't have as much time to prepare, and F United doesn't. But it's much easier than for an entire team to be here for 3 months, which is a very long time. Yeah,
obviously the Korean teams stay here all the time because all their team houses are here. So, you know, like you were saying, with teams that are heavy in foreigners, have difficulties sometimes.
But that being said, the new Code A format is designed to help a lot of foreigners come over and compete because they have shortened it a lot. I think it's down to 2.5 weeks now.
Yeah. So the qualifiers are actually this very weekend, I believe. Or is it next weekend?
Yeah, next weekend. Yeah. Next weekend for August. I believe the qualifier date actually conflicted with MLG, and they didn't want to have players choose one or the other, so they let it go. And it looks like we are going to continue the game right now.
Yep. They started a new countdown in the game. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I'm going to go back into the game in just a second. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, here we go. Jumping back into it. MarineKing is doing what I was talking about here, doing a 1 barracks expand. Alicia comes in here with his probe. I almost said her probe. Scouts that there is no gas. I'm back at home for Alicia, though. For those of you guys who forgot, he hasn't quite taken his second gas yet. Core just only starting. And the probe actually now trapped inside the base of MarineKing. MarineKing making that very fast second depot. Probe says he's not done yet, though. He's like, well, if you're going to trap me in here, I'm going to try to take you all out with me.
Well, due to the shield regen, you can't keep that probe alive for a fairly long amount of time.
That's true.
As long as you control it properly. Or you run into a corner.
Yeah, that does end up happening a lot of the time. Second gas going up for Alicia right now. Like I said earlier, it's a relatively small map, so you don't necessarily want to do a super fast expand. You can, but if your opponent does an aggressive build, it's very difficult to hold.
It's very easy to punish on this map.
Yeah. This map size, I think, is very comparable to Blistering Sands, if you guys remember that map. Obviously, there's no backdoor rocks. The watchtower's a little bit different. They're kind of positioned in the same middle part of the map. There's no high ground on them or anything like that, though. But you can compare the map size to a map like Blistering Sands. I know a lot of you guys remember and despise that map from when it was in the ladder pool. SCV actually got inside of Alicia's base, and Alicia didn't see it. So he's going to be able to wait there with that SCV, come and scout later. And he
Hopefully
may
sees that Stargate.
see that Stargate.
Now we did see a really good game from OGS Hero using this, maybe not this exact build, but using Phoenixes.
Yeah, there's a lot of different options. I think Alicia's going to be going for Void Rays, though, because I saw him use Void Rays to get to the round of 8 in the Super Tournament.
Yes.
He's the chosen one. He had to do it. So when that Stargate finishes up, I think we'll see a Void Ray pop out, especially if he adds 2 gates here right now. Does add 2 gates. Remember, though, the SCV is still inside of his base. He's going to wait until the last possible second to go over there and scout. Depends on which direction he goes. If he goes to the left, he'll get caught by the sentry and won't see the Stargate. He'll just see the gateway. If he goes around the back, though, he will most likely see that Stargate. MarineKing going up to 3 barracks as his command center finishes up here. Now he's going to land that command center at his natural pretty soon.
And here comes the SCV. Oh, actually gets stopped by the probes.
Nice move by Alicia. Very important to remain unscouted. His Void Ray is 2/3 done here.
There's really nothing in the map at all here for MarineKing to be able to spot this from coming. The Stalker coming over as well. There are a couple of builds where you can see this. This is probably the 3-gate Stargate all-in as well. Very difficult to defend.
The thing about this map, though, is you can't really hit the mineral line very easily. You can't harass everything like you can on a map like Metalopolis.
But we do have those 2 supply depots and the reactor right at the front.
Yeah, and not only that, there's several areas where if you put a pylon next to the ramp, you can warp units onto the high ground.
Yep.
Using that Void Ray for vision. So a lot of that kind of shenanigans can go on. MarineKing is preparing, though, putting a bunker up at the top of his ramp. Even moving his command center down, you might actually rethink that when he sees what's coming over here.
You might. Where is that probe? There he is. Good. I was just making sure. There we go. We do have Alicia moving forward to the bottom of the ramp. He does see that command center. MarineKing realizes what this is now. He needs to defend it correctly. He's going to lose one of those supply depots. Actually going to supply cap him. And that Void Ray's charged now as well. There are 3 Marines in that bunker. It will extend the range. No damage being done to this Void Ray just yet. But it is definitely going to really hurt. He's going to have to do another supply depot. Nice force fields, catching a couple of units off guard. Bringing 2 SCVs to repair that reactor. He really needs those Marines coming out.
He needs that reactor. He can't lose it. But he does lose it. He's lost 2 depots. He's still supply blocked, making another depot, not able to reinforce right now. Meanwhile, Alicia has made a Nexus. He's not actually going to go all in with this. He loves to take the gold as he does it. And he's actually going to kill this tech lab. It's not the one researching Stim, though. So thankfully, he will, of course.
Needs to be careful with this Void Ray, but he is going to get that tech lab down.
Oh, such nice control by Alicia. There's that gold base going down. Alicia, this is basically an all-in because if this fails, he won't be able to hold the gold base, but he is going to try to take that because if this takes a while, he wants to get that extra income up. Guardian Shield going up. He's going to try to go for the bunker. Nice force fields. The bunker will fall, and so will the Marines inside of it.
Such nice control by Alicia. We see this build quite a bit recently. It is so strong, and now he can even attack that barracks. Go around to the top and hit more units there. MarineKing just needs to be careful not to get force fielded towards the cliff.
Yeah, when that starport finishes, he will be able to make Vikings, but will the starport finish? I don't know.
Oh, a few sentries too close to the ramp there. Nice force field yet again. He's out of energy though. Those Marines are going to be able to get away. MarineKing is just being forced further and further away from that cliff. He really needs a Viking out.
Yeah, when he gets that Viking out, he actually may make 2 because he does have a reactor on that starport. When he gets those Vikings out, he is going to be able to really push back that Void Ray.
He's actually going dropships.
Yeah, that's really unusual, although the dropships can be quite nice because it heals the Marines, keeps them alive much longer. He has Stim as well, so it's a pretty smart choice, but even so, I would have liked to see just 1 Viking because that kind of shuts down the vision of the Void Ray. He doesn't want to get trapped here, has to be very careful. A lot of SCVs coming with this Marine ball. Very nice pressure by Alicia, never overextending, just being very careful. He's got a forge back at home.
He does have that Nexus up at the gold now. He's got 3 more gateways on the way.
Exactly.
There's not as many mineral patches at that gold, though.
Yeah, he is going to get a little bit of extra income from that gold. He's added those 3 gates, like you mentioned. He's going to go up to 6. He may go for a timing attack after that with the 6 gateways.
Oh, he's going up the ramp.
I don't think it's a good idea to go up the ramp. Here come the SCVs. Or not.
Whoa, pulled all those SCVs, a little bit of lost mining time. The longer that Alicia can keep MarineKing in this space and doesn't overextend himself, the better he'll be.
Yeah, MarineKing, he can't really use those dropships to escape. I know it seems like the common response is how would he do anything. He has used one dropship though, and he may drop and do a lot of damage to Alicia, but Alicia isn't on cooldown on these new gateways. He should be able to warp in units to defend it, and indeed he does.
You got 3 Zealots being warped in, more units going to be coming in very shortly. MarineKing forced to back off.
But during all of this, MarineKing is breaking out his natural. He's hitting the units of Alicia, catching a lot of these nice force fields, but the Marines do. Some of them break through. The stim going off. There's so many units. I think he may be able to crush through the army of Alicia here. I think he will. He's actually done it. He's broken through. Takes out the Void Ray, the Stalkers. Alicia is in an incredibly difficult position now.
But he doesn't realize that gold's here just yet. He does have a lot of gateways to reinforce with, a lot of Zealots at home. If he starts to reinforce with a lot of sentries and stalkers, he should still be okay. That command center is now moving down from MarineKing's main. He does have the supply lead, but does he have the income lead, Wolf?
Well, I'll check that income lead. He does with the mules. But when he's actually, and that's actually before the command center, so when he lands that command center, he's going to get a lot more mules. Alicia needs to take that third base.
Yep.
Charge is being researched. He has gone up to those 6 gates. MarineKing really needs to see that third base, but he will most likely be able to force the cancel here on this Nexus at Alicia's natural. He doesn't have charge yet. He's got mostly Zealots here. It's going to be very difficult for him to break down his own ramp to hold this off.
Here we go, the scan goes down, he is pushing forward. Looks like Alicia's just going to cancel it, doesn't want to risk his units going down that ramp.
Yeah, he's going to have to cancel. You can't break down the ramp when your opponent has a better concave. MarineKing's actually just going to go in. He's going to do it. He wants to end the game
There's a drop
now.
on the right-hand side at the same time. That's where he's trying to come up to defend. All these units coming back. The Zealots are trapped on the wrong side of these Stalkers. Cannot get forward to do a lot of damage. The one force field goes down. Nice control here by MKP. He probably won't be able to take the game right here, but he at least can do a lot of damage. There's quite a lot of Zealots there. The downside to this is he thinks he's done a lot of damage, but there's still that gold.
Yeah, he doesn't know about the gold base at all. Just continue to pressure forward. This actually makes a lot of sense for what he thinks is going on, but he needs to be sending units around. He is sending some units.
We got some Zealots warped in down here at the natural. I think he's noticing.
Looks like he will be able to defend these. Nice usage of that pylon there. And there it is. He's spotted the gold base. Alicia is in so much trouble.
Yeah, we probably see a split off of a lot of these units down there as well. One Zealot being warped in. I think everything else is on cooldown at the moment.
Uh-oh, MarineKing isn't ready, and the Zealots do have charge.
There we go. The charge Zealot's going to work. He is getting backed into a corner. He's going to be lifting all those up. Stalker's going to try and get as many drops as he can. He's too far away. Does get away with 2 dropships.
This is a pretty close game.
Yes, seeing MarineKing sending a lot of units down to that gold. Alicia does have those 6 gateways though, so we can warp in a lot of reinforcements.
Yeah,
Bunker's going down for him as well. He still has all those units in the two dropships, and here we go. All these units coming down here to take out the gold.
More Zealots warping in. Alicia coming, sending his units down. He does have +1 armor, so that's going to be quite useful. He should be able to hold this. 2 drops, like you said, though, coming back into the main base of Alicia where there are no units.
And he's just warped 4 units, 4 Zealots hit, and a sentry. He's going to have nothing anywhere near close to this main to come and defend that with.
He's going to have to end the game with this attack, and here he goes, going forward with his Zealots and Stalkers. A Guardian Shield goes up at the natural of MarineKing.
There's like no units there for MarineKing either. Alicia going up the ramp. There are ghosts at the top. All these SCVs are caught in a position. The mineral walks all the way through those Zealots. He cannot go up that ramp. Oh, a nice move by MKP, stopping all of those SCVs. He does get that command center, but at the same time, he loses his Nexus and his main. Ugh.
This is a pretty crazy game. So basically right now, MarineKing on 1 mining base. Alicia has remade his Nexus at his natural, but he's lost the Nexus at his main. All he has is that 1 gold mining base. MarineKing knows about it. He's going to drop over there, but smartly Alicia, without even seeing where the drops are going, assumes that's where they'll be going, and he's going to catch them.
Oh, 1 dropship goes down. That was full of units. Another one trying to get away. And this is an extremely close game. Blink on the way as well. And is that +2 or +1? I can't see from this far away.
That's +1 weapons. He does have +2 armor. MarineKing has moved his orbital from his main to his natural. Right now, army size is relatively the same for both of these guys, except Alicia having a slight army lead. And it looks like MarineKing may try to send some of his SCVs forward here. He just wants to kill this Nexus.
He's coming in from the right-hand side as well. Alicia out of position here. The Marauder's going to work on the Nexus. He will most likely kill that Nexus off.
He's going to target down the Nexus. Alicia coming around the other side. Here he goes. EMP is going off. Zealots running forward. They do have +2 armor. MarineKing's force is just not enough. I don't think he's not actually targeting the Nexus, so he may lose everything here.
More Zealots being warped in at that pylon as well. The SCVs are dropping. A lot of these Zealots are on very low health. MarineKing doing everything he can to get his units out. He's lifted up and he's going to lose the drop kill with Blink finished.
That's going to be it. He's lost too much. Losing the Marauder as well. 82 supply for Alicia. He's got his natural up. He's got the gold base. MarineKing just mining off of that one base. He's desperately trying to put bunkers up, but I don't think he's going to hold this one.
No, he doesn't. He's at 45 supply to 84 for Alicia.
He's got 2 Marines and 4 Marauders against 22 Zealots and 8 Stalkers and 4 Sentries. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Is going to go to the up-downs?
I guess so, man. Zealots crushing through everything. GG. Crazy, crazy game. Great decision making by both players. Losing those 2 supply depots when Alicia came with the Void Ray was huge. Really, really put him behind. From there, it was almost impossible.
So overjoyed right now. Going into the booth, NKP.
MarineKing's been having a hard time right now.
Well, if you think about it, just the results of the last couple of weeks, MMA drops out of Code A to Code B, came second. MarineKing makes it to the round of 4 in the Super Tournament and drops to up-downs as well. What is going on?
MarineKing actually crying a little bit there, trying to stifle himself. He's actually been known to cry and when he loses, and he's just really trying to prove himself. He wants to be a champion, and losing at this stage is really tough for him. Remember, Alicia isn't out of this yet, though.
No, he has one little game against the guy who actually beat him in the first place. It's going to be Slayer's Alicia versus Zenix Coca coming up on Metalopolis. I did not see that coming.
I did not see that coming either. I figured he was going to all-in. It's a small map. When I saw the Stargate, I said, okay, I've seen Alicia do this before. I didn't think he'd be able to execute it that well on this map, though. Taking out those 2 supply depots was huge. MarineKing didn't get ready for that. He didn't make the depots. He should have realized he was going to lose both of them. He only made 1. Lost the second one. Still can't make any more units. Had a few moments where he didn't defend with his Marines. Lost a lot of Marines here and there. And then just became overwhelming from there. But then he did some great multitasking. Got that 1 dropout. Drew Alicia back, then broke down the ramp. I can't believe he was able to break out there. And then still, Alicia was able to out-macro him just barely. He didn't scout that gold base. Crazy, crazy game. Close game.
It was the Blink finishing right on time to take out that last dropship. It was the Zealot speed as well.
The +2 armor against no upgrades for MarineKing.
Oh.
All right, we're going to have a 2-minute break before our final game between Coca and Alicia. Don't go anywhere.